Hi everyone. Today we will revise past simple and past continuous tense. You will also learn how to use past simple and past continuous with when and while. Let's start. As you remember, we use past simple for the actions that started and finish in the past. If you want to make a positive sentence, you need to start the sentence with subject and then you need to use verb to. Verb to means past simple forms of the verbs. Let's look at the examples. My mother was very tired and she went to bed at 9 o'clock yesterday evening. Was and went, they are irregular verbs. Jack studied English for 2 hours last night. Negative sentences. If it's a negative sentence, we need to use didn't with verb 1. That means you don't need regular or irregular verbs. For example, I didn't go to the beach last Sunday. We never say I didn't went. We say I didn't go. We didn't play outside yesterday. Questions. If it's a yes/no question, you need to start the question with did. Then you need to use subject with verb 1. Did you finish your homework? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. And here is a WH question. Where did you go last summer? I went to Paris. Here's an exercise. Put the past simple forms of these verbs. Become, became, go, went, see, saw, think, thought, come, came. Past continuous. It says the past continuous tense is used to describe actions that began in the past and continued for some time after the action started. Let's start with positive sentences. The rule is subject plus was were plus verb ing. For example, I was writing a letter at 8 o'clock yesterday evening. I use was because the subject is I. Everyone was shouting outside. Was shouting. In negative sentences, you need to use wasn't or weren't instead of was or were. Of course, again, you need verb ing here. They weren't waiting for the bus. They were waiting for a taxi. We use weren't because the subject is they. My friend wasn't doing his homework. He was playing football with his friends. My friend, he or she, it's singular, so I use wasn't. Question form. In yes/no questions, you need to start your question by using was or were. Again, you need verb ing here. Were the students listening to the teacher? Yes, they were. No, they weren't. Students, plural, so I used were. And you can see a WH question. What were you doing at 7 yesterday morning? I was sleeping. Yesterday, the sports teacher was late. What were the students doing when he got there? Complete the sentences with the correct form of the verbs in brackets. Look at the question again. What were the students doing when he got there? So we will use past continuous to do the exercise. Let's start with the example. Lucy was talking on her phone. Daniel and Sophie, two people, were playing basketball. In the second one, there's only one person, so the answer is was reading. Ken was climbing up a rope. Lisa was dreaming about a day on the beach. Andy was looking at his photos on his tablet. What is the difference between past continuous and past simple? We use the past continuous to talk about background actions in the past, and the past simple for actions which happened at one time in the past. You can see one correct, one wrong sentence. I was watching television when the lights went out. Look at the activity. This is a short activity. This one is a longer activity. So here I use past continuous and here I use past simple. When and while. When and while are conjunctions. They can mean the same, but they can also have slightly different meanings. When and while are frequently used with past simple and past continuous tense. You can also use when and while with different tenses, like present simple, present continuous. But here, we will only focus on the use with past simple and past continuous. Okay, the first one. When plus past simple, past continuous. Please look at the verbs carefully. When I woke up this morning, it was raining. We can also say it was raining when I woke up this morning. If you look at the rule, after when, I use past simple. And here, I used past continuous. Another example. I was doing my homework when you called me. Now, I use when in the middle, but the rule didn't change. When you called me, I was doing my homework. After when, I used past simple. When he arrived, we were playing computer games. When plus past simple and past simple. Here we will use past simple in the main clause. When I was at university, I played volleyball. Or I played volleyball when I was at university. Here in the main clause part, I use past simple and also after when, I use past simple. When she left work, she got on a bus and went home. When he arrived, we went to the theater. While. We prefer while to talk about two simultaneous actions that went on together. First one, while plus past continuous, and then past continuous again. First example. While I was washing the dishes, I was singing. You can also say, I was singing while I was washing the dishes. My father was reading an old magazine while my sister was playing with her toys. While the children were playing in the garden, an old man was looking at them. While plus past continuous, past simple. As you see, after while, we use past continuous again. Let's look. While I was leaving home, the postman came. I saw an accident while I was coming here. So it can be in reversed order, but the rule doesn't change. After while, we generally use past continuous. While she was walking home from work, she lost her wallet. Use the past continuous or past simple form of the verbs. He was running and he suddenly felt a pain in his leg. Okay, if you look at the activities, this is the long one, this is the short one. So here I use past continuous and here I use past simple. First one, the ball hit me while I was watching a bird. After while, past continuous. Please do not forget that. Annie was sailing with her father when she, remember after when, we prefer past simple, when she saw some dolphins. He was chasing the ball and he fell over. Longer action was chasing, shorter action fell. When I looked out of the window, it was snowing. The sentence starts with when. I prefer past simple here. The electricity went off while we were watching a match on TV. Another exercise. It says, use the past continuous for the longer activity and the past simple for shorter one. Alex and Sue, two people, be careful, were watching a film on DVD. This is the longer activity. Their friends arrived. Second one, Marco was having breakfast. Longer activity. He had a great idea. Christina was talking on the phone. Her father went out. They were walking in the mountains. They saw a strange bird. Okay, let's remember the rule one more time. We often use when before the past simple and while before the past continuous. We can also say after when we prefer past simple, after while we prefer past continuous. Now we will combine these sentences by using when and while. Alex and Sue were watching a film on DVD. Their friends arrived. If we combine them, Alex and Sue were watching a film on DVD when their friends arrived. Okay. After when arrived, we said past simple, and here past continuous. The same sentence, but this time we will use while. While Alex and Sue were watching a film on DVD, their friends arrived. We will do one more. Marco was having breakfast. He had a great idea. While Marco was having breakfast, he had a great idea. Marco was having breakfast when he had a great idea. That's all for today. Thanks for listening. Take care.